Hello, everybody. I'm here with a brother, and it's one of those classic ones that, you don't see very often. It's called a Project Runaway, limited edition, PC-420. That's the model number. You can see all the really cool stuff it has inside. I gave it a good cleaning and found a lot of yuck in it. And if you let them run too much and you don't get a chance to, do your work on it. Let's see, what am I going to do here? I put it over here. I lost where I thought I put it. Anyway, and you can get it jammed full of crazy stuff. Okay, here we go. We have lots of these are from the oil that got sticky and stuck and have all the lint that kind of gets in there. It takes me a while to get that out. I have thread. This is all this curly Q thread came from up in this area, the uptake, and the two joints of the uptake were wrapped in there really thick. Took me a while to get that out. There's dust bunnies like Glory Bee down at the bottom. All these smaller little, strands sticking out. Came from the bottom. I found a part of a needle down there, which took a while to get. Let's see, I use a little cloth to help me wipe away any old grease or oil that I can't get out of there, and I used a little cloth to kind of help me get it out. Found a little black hair, which I thought that was strange. Let me think here. I'm trying to remember. There was something else I found. I don't know if I could see it or not. Oh, I don't see it. Oh, man, I don't know where it went. Oh, yeah. This right here. I found a little feather, which I thought was strange. I found that feather literally stuck up in here. I thought, what is that white thing? So I pulled it out, and it's a feather. She must have chickens or something. And then there's some interfacing I found at the bottom. It was kind of jointed into the scissor area. It took me a while to figure out what the heck is that. It's actually was all curled up in there, and there was another piece. I don't know if you can see it or not. There was like two pieces, like one and then two, that were shoved down by the scissors in this area right here. So maybe her scissors weren't working right either, so I made sure that was taken care of. So anyway, but all this nice gunk came out of a sewing machine. She said the last time she had it clean was like a year ago. Well, that person must have never taken out all that thread, because that looked more like like 3 years worth of thread shoved into it. But, it took me a while to get that all out. So I'm not really happy about that. And I did try it on cotton first. So here's cotton on, but you can't really see the stitching that well. So I did the cotton first and to see how it was sewing, and it's sewing perfectly. She said that there's an error coming up, and she didn't understand the error, but I didn't turn it on to find out the error. What I usually do is I go ahead and look at it and see what's going on. She actually has this walking foot on it, but when I put the walking foot on, you can't see what it's doing. So I kind of borrowed my little, hub here, and I put it on there with her foot. So, and it's a top feed drop in, where you drop it in. Make sure when you hold your bobbin, the waterfall is coming this way, okay, coming towards you. So when you drop it in, you can see it that goes this way. So you want to make sure your thread goes this way. If the thread goes the opposite way, it'll cause a lot of thread to get caught down here. So we don't want that. We want the thread to always go easily in, and then you kind of like work going this way, then back this way, and then this way, and it cuts it. So it stays down there. You don't have to bring the thread up. The thread will automatically pull itself. That's one thing I really like about other sewing machines, because it's much easier. This one has a threader here at the bottom here. There's a threader, but I didn't get a chance to use that one. That one looks like since I got my eyes fixed, I could see that dang eye of that needle with no problem. And she has it. She gave me all this thread. I took all that off and cleaned it. I went down in here and cleaned. All this has been cleaned. I looked down in here, everything looked great. I can't really open this area exactly, but I can open certain areas and be locked to the machine, and everything looks pretty much brand new. I don't see any issues with any of it. Other than that, machine's running beautifully. But I'm going to go over it a little bit with you, since we did the bottom, and this one comes with a little nice, if I can remember how to get it open, little cubby. Oh man, these things are so hard to open. It's a little cubby. This thing does come off. She has all kinds of cool tools and tools down below, and I cleaned all that, make sure all that's clean. Everything gets cleaned. It's not just going to be just a machine. It's going to be this area. It's going to be whatever. I clean her cord. I clean her, making sure the cord is in great condition. It does have a little speed thingy on it, and I do like it in the middle. I don't really like going too fast unless I'm going straight stitching, or if I'm going to do something really fine work, I like to do the smaller one, but I normally are always this way. So let's see, this is your tension. Then it has a presser foot. I like that thing. Now mine doesn't have that. I wish I had that. But this is a pressure foot pressure. It means the pressure foot gives you so much pressure to hold the material in for you so you can keep it pretty straight. When you basically, let's go over more. There's scissors to cut. Mine does not have that. Mine has everything but the scissors to cut. I don't mind. I don't mind using the cutter on the side. And then this is the up to up your needle. This is your reverse, and this is if you want to not use a foot pedal, you can actually start and go right here. Let's see. These are her buttons and all the little threads she can do. I guess there's an extra area too where there's designer stitches and you can do your alphabet, and I have something like that too, but mine is all like more up in this area. Easy push button, simple thing to do if you want to use it. Let's see, to thread this one, you can, this kind of thread here, you can go from the back or the front because there's no, anything in the way to get this in the way. And you want to come, let me see here, back this way, down this way. Now you can see two different ones. One is for main thread, which is the dark colored one, and the little dotted line is for the rewinder over here to rewind. Okay, so we're just going to go over the actual threading the machine, and I use my finger as pretending to be the thread because sometimes that's hard to see against white. Okay, so when you come up here, you're going to go up around, down this way, around this little hook up, back this way, coming this way. When you get about to here, don't forget, put that foot up. You need to put it up, okay? Because that's going to open your chambers. There's chambers right in there where your tension's at. Because there's your tension. And it's going to open those chambers up to receive the thread. Okay. Then you come down and around. And then up here. And down this way. And then there should be like a little hook up in this area. And then into the needle right there. Okay. I actually have it up this time. And then when you're ready to sew, you can just drop that back down. Now, if you're going to do a bobbin, okay, then you want to, have your thread here, and you're not going to have it threaded to this machine. You're going to thread it separate, okay? And then you're going to come around, up this way, right, up this way, down this way, going this way, okay? And then you're going to stop, and you're going to come this way, go around this little guy, and then into the bobbin, and then you click this over, okay? And this one should be like an automatic. Sometimes you can put the foot pedal on and go, or you can unplug it and it should go, because mine will do that. Let's see, anything else I got to go over? I know a lot of people wants me to explain the buttons and everything. Now, I know if you want to go up, and and your threading is this one, you want to come down and your threading is this one. I don't know everything. I didn't read the entire book. I just wanted to make sure it runs exactly like mine. And I like all the different little intermitting stitches. Now, if you want to go to another level, it can take you there, or you want to go a different level, and it will be up on the screen. Mine is where it's all done in numbers. You got to look through the numbers. I'll do my sewing machine sometime so you guys can see my machine. I just haven't had time. And this one has a little measuring thing, which I really love on all sewing machines. I think they all should have these. So in case you're trying to figure out how far something should be, you can like pinpoint it. If you're going to use any kind of tape on here to kind of help guide you, I would use tape that you buy to paint with, because it peels off without making scum all over your machine, okay? And let's see. I guess we're basically done talking about everything about the sewing machine. So let's go ahead and turn it on. It's right about here, like this. It takes a few minutes to set up, and we have the on button here. I'm going to go over here, and I'm going to do regular straight stitching, but I want to go higher. So let's go to 4. Let me see here. There, 4, okay? Because this way you can actually see the stitching. See, I've already been sewing. This is a knit, okay, with stabilizer, okay? Because I do that when I'm making a quilt for somebody. And this lady gave me all the extra scraps from her quilt. So I was like, oh, yay. And, but this is her walking foot. But I was going to use that. But I thought, let's just do this so you can actually see the stitching and not have to see the thing working like that. And then I'll switch it back over to hers so she can have her machine back. And I'll have my hub back. Anyway, so we're going to listen to how this one runs. It's much quieter now. To reverse, we want to come up here and you're going to hit this once and it'll back up. 2, it backs up again. Okay, and then we'll turn this up here. Turning it this way, we want to go this way real quick. And then I'll show you how to do something else, because a lot of people always ask me, you know, I don't know if I ever want a, you know, computerized sewing machine. I said, well, you could if you want to. Now, if you're going to move the needle, I would automatically make it go up. So let's make this go up. Okay, so this way, when you go ahead and shift and you want to maybe, we'll say right now we're over on this side, we want to move it to the center. Okay, then you can see the line going to the center. It says 2.5. We want to move that up to 4. And now it's in the right position. And then we can sew this way. And so it's easy to use after you learn how to read the the manual. If you don't have your manual, go get one downloaded. You can get one downloaded for free online if you know where to look, okay? Then you can always back it up. There we go. And then go forward again. Okay, and then we can pick the needle up. And we'll lift up this part here. This little light will turn red, meaning that you have the foot is up, do not sew. You can actually damage your sewing machine. But there's our stitching, and the stitching is doing great on the bottom. So her machine is ready for pickup. She said, "Mayanne, your turnaround is so much faster than I ever had." I says, "Well, I don't want the sewing machines here. I want them all back to people so they can use them. Why would you need to keep a bunch of sewing machines around? I have a lot of damaged ones. People will just drop off because they don't know what to do with them. And then I go through and see if I can fix them. If I can't, then I just, you know, I have to sell them for parts or whatever." But anyway, this sewing machine is ready for pickup, ready to go. I would do more stitching, but I'm not in the process of doing that. I want to get out of here. I got another sewing machine coming, and I have to disinfect this one and get it ready for her to pick it up. And I got another one coming in. I'll probably do it tonight, because if I only get one at a time in, I just get them all done before Friday, because Friday I want to go and do the stuff I want to do, because Friday's my day off, and I want to go and get something done somewhere else. So I just wanted to let you guys see this video of this really nice sewing machine. If you have a Runaway, Project Runaway, or any of the Runaways, I would love to hear from you guys, and what you like about your sewing machine, what you don't like about your sewing machine, where you got your sewing machine, and what you like to sew. Would be really love to hear all that. But anyway, have a blessed day, and I hope to hear from you guys soon. Like the video. Enjoy if you learned anything really new. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.